Calling you a radical. So we interrupt this regular scheduled programming for this special bulletin. This is a giant story in my world and should be in everybody's world. Right now, as I speak, the FBI is raiding this criminal derelict that we've been going after for a long time in Ohio, the Public Commission, the head of the Public Utility Board. The FBI is in his house as we speak. Now, stay with me. He's an executive from Exelon who, this sham, and I'll tell you what, this is exactly what Kamala Harris did in California to Peavy. Found all the goods, right? Brittany and him and Jerry Brown and whole crew. But remember, she was the California AG. She's not the FBI. This is the FBI. And I'll tell you what, if this doesn't make all you corrupt politicians in Utah, your knees knock. You better start knocking, and you public commission people, because I know who you are and I saw what you did. So is the FBI, because I've been feeding them everything on a silver platter right on this YouTube site. Status Queen Como in New York, the city that never sleeps. Oh, you're asleep. 7.6 billion. So the nuclear energy crime city, as it crashes, the biggest violator of them all is Utah NuScale here. Their God, who gave them the big grant, Trump and Obama, they're gone. We'll see what's sliding in Biden, but this is the FBI. So stay with me. They're going to close the reactors in New York, right? Remember, they're going to close them? 9 Mile Island is 3 times worse than 3 Mile Island. They're going to close them all. They're done. Hasta la vista, over. They're the ones that started this madness. That person fighting them, there was a small group. Remember, they had that screw truck? A few of us. I'm in New York going crazy. Status Queen Como, bank bailout on chemo. With no government oversight, with no legislative due process. Bloop. What do they do? Now, I didn't say 7.6 million. So Exelon rolls in. These companies are done. Buys them for pennies on the dollar. This guy, this lawyer right here. They're in their house, right? They're in his house. This is the guy who orchestrated it. Then magically, bingo, bongo, bingo. They buy them. Now, this falls into Westinghouse. Westinghouse bankrupt. Oh, yeah. This falls into Trumpism, because who bought Westinghouse out of Mitt Romney's Bain Capital receivership? He went to Jared, the real estate development company? Yep. So, this is the first time in my life, well, since the 70s, when they went in and arrested the head of the nuclear rallying cheerleaders and put him in prison, then he shows up on the commission in California. This is the first time in my life I've seen any major agency go after the nuclear energy crime syndicate, which should have been taken down decades ago. So, the Ohio arrest because he's an attorney. Well, that's what they all are. These attorneys that orchestrate this revolving door that goes in the nuclear energy crime syndicate, Price Anderson, all this money. Look, there's not enough money in the federal bailout, which they get billions and gazillions. Not enough money in the IAEA, bazillions and gillions. They got to go state to state, house to house. They've been here in Idaho, in Utah. You had me fighting them. I caught NuScale under the stairs, illegally, in session. I mean, they're bribing. I caught them bribing. I fed the FBI all this. Wild critical condition, with no money, fighting for my life, no attorney, no nothing. I've been in New York doing this dirty work. I've been in Utah, Ohio. I've been involved with the incredible grassrooters who've done all this heavy lifting in Ohio. Thank you to the FBI. Thank you. I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled. This is a big deal. And like I said, this is exactly identical. I'm the guy that leaked that stuff to the media when I was in the bone marrow transplant, dying of cancer on San Onofre, me and Gary Hedrick. We leaked it by those friends of ours that work in the reactor. We're still hiding. They're afraid of the nuclear energy. We'll kill them. To this day, they'll tell me that. Kamala Harris, Peavy told me he has the same position as this guy in California. Told Kevin White to go fuck himself right in public. He told a bunch of people that. I mean, it's incredible. Remember, she went into his house. Why would they be in Warsaw, Poland? Dividing up the goods on cheating on the exchange. Because it's the nuclear energy crime. You want to talk about, and who supported them more than anyone? Trump. I like how Trump and Cuomo act like they're enemies when they're actually nuclear energy mobster twinners. And Obama. Trump and Obama. Look, Trump, God, I get them mixed up. They're twins. Have handed up more nuclear. This is the most corrupt thing I've ever seen, these state bailouts on this nuclear. And the worst violator of it is right here in Utah. Well, we don't have nuclear reactors here. No, we just stumped the waste. Energy Solutions got a bail out illegally. I asked legislators, you can look it up all over YouTube. They squashed my view count. Videos right in their face. Why'd you do this? Jobs the day after they got it, they laid off 50 people. Oh, because. Okay. Because they got bribed. I mean, incredible bribes. So, in the bone marrow transplant center, I'm fighting for my life. One of the lead state legislators, corrupt politicians in Idaho's wife's in there with me. She's 50. Dying of leukemia. I used to visit with him all the time. She died. I went to the funeral. I'm like, well, you blocked that bailout, Idaho. She grew up, right there in Blackfoot. Arco. Nuked. Oh, no. It's going to be... And your wife just died of leukemia. We know the incident of leukemia, right? Corrupt bailouts. Idaho National Lab, the new scale corruption that's going on in Utah. I never seen anything so corrupt in my life, and that's saying a lot. So this is a big story in our world, and all the grassrooters that are fighting these monsters, and there's very few of them, keep fighting. This is a big deal, and they want to play dirty. Fuck them. I'm not afraid of them. I fear no evil. Guess what? Those rats. I got to tell this story because when I was in the bone marrow transplant center, I was head of the support group dying of cancer. There's two guys that worked in nuclear reactors, one in Illinois and one in Ohio, about the same age. And I says, well, my original PhD in the time that I was working on, way back in the day, proved that if you work in a nuclear reactor, your incidence of getting leukemia is 16 times higher than the mean. Oh, by the way, they both died very fast. By the way, the head of the IAEA, what's that? The international, I talked to him to his face, Sandra and I. He's going to Fukushima, 72 years old. Remember last year I'm doing all those interviews and, oh no, how can you say it was cancer? Oh no, that's what killed him. Now, Google it now. Dead of cancer. I mean, it's incredible. I'd be right now dying of cancer, Rumor is, Putin's got it. I mean, he doesn't care about your money. I mean, the nuclear energy, what a bunch of filth, dirtbags, but this is a big story. This guy's one of the most corrupt, criminal, derelict bastards who ever walked. So is PV and Cherry. By the way, Kamala Harris never finished the job. She ran for the Senate. So they got a new AG. And the new AG in California, part of the club. So this is a big story. They've arrested, several of the politicians. It's a big deal. And I'll tell you what, if you're a politician, you're a public commission nuclear rat in Utah, in New York, in Idaho, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, all these places, my fucking knees would be knocking right now. The nuclear energy crime, the FBI is on you. They're fucking going down. I mean, there's a bunch of people that are going to go down. Stay tuned.